And we are back again with another segment for our fantasy football for all of you fine viewers. This one's going to be our tight end. So, David, why don't you go ahead and introduce us, my friend?
Welcome back, everybody, again to another episode of the Uncommon Man podcast. Tonight, we are wrapping up our fantasy football tight end selections tonight. We're going to do tight ends 1 through 10. And, Mike, let's roll right into it.
I love it, buddy.
None of the fluff.
All of the stuff. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Man. Alley-oop me, baby. I'll slam it home.
Ooh.
All right, buddy. So what do you think so far?
All right, so number 10 looks good. All right, so we got Gronk and we got what could potentially be future Gronk.
Hopefully.
Gronk here. Yeah, hopefully. All right, so I picked number 10, Noah Fant. If you saw what he did last year, I mean, for a rookie, I think he had roughly almost 500 yards receiving, and that was with piss poor quarterback play for like the first half of the season. After July came in, of course, you see our whole offense change. I think this year he kind of picks up where he left off and improves. So that's why I have him at 10. No offense, he's not quite there yet, but I mean he's almost there. He's reaching his potential, and that's why we drafted him.
Yes, and of course I have his predecessor, the actual Gronk, at number 10 for the simple fact that, I mean, that's Tom Brady's baby. That's his go-to target in the red zone. He's made a career with that guy. I think they'll pick up right where they left off. Gronk isn't going to be what he used to be, just maybe halfway through the season-ish once he actually starts to get back into football conditioning. But right off the bat, either way, though, I mean, the guy's going to produce. So,
number 9, let's roll into it. All right, so I got Jared Cook at number 9. You know, the Saints offense is, you know, they could be hit and miss this year. I think, you know, Jared Cook, with him being ranked number 6 last year, I mean, again, Drew Brees is just not what Drew Brees used to be. I have a feeling with a decline in Drew Brees, he may rely too much on Michael Thomas. You got Alvin Kamara sitting out, and then you have Emmanuel Sanders coming in now. And so that's essentially why I got him ranked at number 9.
Yeah, that was a good point.
I just think things are kind of stacking up against him a little bit.
Yeah, that was a killer point. Just with news breaking today about Kamara still sitting out as well. I mean, they kind of kept it hush-hush in the building. Obviously, people could only sleep on it for so long before it became highlights. So I've got Tyler Higbee. His position didn't change for me. They didn't really get better at the receiver position this offseason, and he was already Jared Goff's go-to guy. So I think he's going to produce as long as he stays healthy this year. Whether we like to admit it or not, Jared Goff may be a really, really hill and valley type of quarterback, but he's still a natural pocket passer. So Higbee is just the type of receiver he's going to go to. So I think that will be a good pick for people later on down in the draft.
All right, so I got Hurst. Hurst went from Baltimore down to Atlanta. I mean, they essentially swapped. Atlanta shipped out their tight end, and they acquired a new one. Definitely, Hurst is definitely a younger guy. His ranking, in my opinion, don't do him justification. I mean, he was a very capable and willing blocker and receiving tight end last year. It's going down to Atlanta, playing in the dome. That changes things a little bit. I think Matt Ryan is going to make him a pretty good tight end this year.
Yeah, he's a good swap out for Hooper.
Yeah.
So I took Baby Kittle as number 8 this year. I think that he broke out last year just the same as Sutton did with absolute trash. And I think with stability at the quarterback this year, Fant's just going to have a monster season. Alberto, he's technically got more chemistry with Locke, but Fant is he's a different breed, dude. He's an animal.
For sure.
So, speaking of your boy.
All right, so I got Hooper that went up to Cleveland. So he's now with Cleveland. He is no more. He is no longer with Atlanta. This would be a first year with Cleveland, and we may rag on Cleveland, but I'm starting to feel a little bit more optimistic, more and more about Cleveland. The Cleveland, the more I see about them, and with Hooper going up there, I think that just changes things a lot. I think it changes things in the running game, and also changes things in the pass game as well.
I like it. So I got 4 words for you: Philip Rivers, Antonio Gates. Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers is now in Indianapolis. Jack Doyle was a favorite last year for Brissett, and Brissett isn't as good of a throwing quarterback as Rivers is, and we know how much Rivers loves a quality tight end. So I see Jack Doyle having a monster season this year.
I don't disagree. All right, I have Waller. All right, so a lot of y'all can remember what was it, maybe a year or two ago, Waller decimated our quarterbacks. I mean, Yadam, gosh, he did Yadam in.
Killed him.
I mean, he just killed Yadam. And honestly, I think that's going to continue. Waller is a very good tight end, and I think he's just going to pick up where he left off. That's probably going to be one of the only bright spots on that offense outside of Jacobs.
Yeah, well, I'll give Ruggs credit too. I just don't think that they're really going to be able to open him up with the quarterbacks that they have on the roster. So, but the good thing about Ruggs is they've already got an established receiving core with Waller and chemistry between, him and Carr. So the fact that they've got Ruggs to take the top off a little bit more and a little bit more attention from the cornerbacks and the safety coverage, I mean, Waller's just going to have a monster season. I actually took the other tight end who I think would have been higher last year if it weren't for the fact for a man named Jason Witten, who's now actually opposite of Darren Waller. And I think Blake Jarwin really started to come on about halfway through the season. The guy's in great shape. All the reports out of Dallas right now is that he's everything that was advertised last year. And with as much weapons as they have in Dallas, he should have a killer season too. So.
All right, I got Gronk here. So I got Gronk on 5. All right, so let's look at it like this. Yes, he is Tom Brady's boy. In the past, he has struggled. He has struggled so much with injury. But one thing that helps with injury is rest and recovery. And he's had a lot of rest and recovery. So I think he comes out. I think he picks back up where he left off at. And I think, unfortunately, Tom Brady and Gronk continues to roll.
It's kind of cool seeing him without that bionic arm too, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So I've got
he's probably still gonna wear it though.
I'd be interested to see, right? I haven't seen him with it since practice has started. So I took a real sleeper on this one. I'm going with Jonnu Smith, dude. Ever since Ryan Tannehill came in, Smith was one of his favorite targets, and I don't really see that changing. AJ Brown's a monster. Jonnu Smith is a beast, dude. That is a big dude. That is a huge athletic guy. I think a lot of people sleep on him just because nobody really thinks of Tennessee for their offense, and he's gonna really disappoint a lot of people this year, mostly on the receiving end.
We'll see. We gotta play him, so we'll see for sure.
Right.
Oh, Zach Ertz. Okay. I mean, hey, let's face it. I mean, Zach Ertz has been a beast, but this season, not a lot of receiving options. Their first round draft pick this year, Jalen Reagor, is now hurt. He is out, so don't leave much options here. Okay, so
really
Zach Ertz,
scarce.
Bro, you're up.
That's it, man. And so obviously we push on this one. I agree.
Oh, so I got Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews, me being an Oklahoma Sooners fan, I've been watching this guy for a very long time. I'm a big Mark Andrews fan. I like him a lot. He's a damn good tight end. That's all I gotta say about him.
Agreed.
One of my
Lamar
favorite tight
Jackson.
ends.
Lamar Jackson loves him too.
Oh yeah,
I
for
took
sure.
I took Travis Kelsey. Last year he was number one. This is no slight on the guy, but that's just how close I think the top three are right now. Any one of them is interchangeable. I just have Travis Kelsey sitting there mostly because I think that the division stacked up to be able to defend against him at this point. So I think Hill's going to be doing a little bit better. I think Mahomes is going to be throwing deeper this season. So.
All right, so damn flip flop. Okay, so to reiterate what Mike said is the defenses in our league have basically gotten better to defend against Kelsey. You know, that's what the defensive coordinators are getting paid for. They're getting paid to, hey, this guy's been a problem. Let's figure out how to shut him down. Vic Fangio has said multiple times that he would like to play 6 defensive backs to help cover tight ends. And I think he may have found the answer to kind of slow Kelsey down a little bit.
Yeah, that was the one thing that's killed us for years is the tight end position. So
Since Vance Joseph.
Right, exactly. Well, hell, even before that, dude. I mean, even with Wade Phillips, Kelsey still mulched us. So we just haven't really had any good inside linebacking core for a while. I mean, really ever since Danny Trevathan went to Chicago. I mean,
Danny T and also Boss Ward. I mean, he did put the clamps on Gronk to a certain extent. But it was still a little bit better. But, I mean, ever since Danny T left, we've been getting demolished by tight ends.
Yeah, but that's what you guys – you're not here to listen to that. Sorry, we just kind of went off on a tangent for a sec there. So I have Mark Andrews at number 2. He is exactly what David said. I mean, he's as advertised. The guy is an absolute monster, and he's just been building more and more rapport with Lamar Jackson, and that's a scary duo. So I drafted him in my fantasy leagues this year, and before the season's even started, I've already had a couple offers for trades, and I've turned them down. So the tight end position – you guys should hopefully still be listening to this point in time. I cannot impress upon you enough how crucial this is for the newcomer that's just learned how to do fantasy football. The tight end position will kill you if you don't have a consistent guy. It will absolutely wreck your entire season if you don't have a dude that can put up a consistent 10 points every single week. Because if the tight end can be maybe one day the guy will have 17 points and the next 6 weeks straight the guy will have 4 points and you're screwed. So, I cannot impress upon this enough. Take the tight end position seriously. Last one, baby.
Oh, Kittle, baby. Hey, man, Kittle is the alpha when it comes to tight ends. I mean, this dude can do every fucking thing you can imagine. Honestly, I may be jumping the gun a little bit, but, I mean, Kittle may go down as one of the best tight ends ever. I mean, dude is just such a rare breed at that tight end position. I mean, dude is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's why they pay him the big bucks.
Iowa, man, they're somehow just pumping him out. Like that seems to be tight end you.
So, well, you know, Iowa is known for certain things: tight ends, offensive linemen, tackles. Right. Yeah, I mean, they're just known for certain things, and they produce them very well. That's why you have 2 Iowa tight ends in this in this top 10. I mean, and you're going to see plenty more coming out of this school.
And it could have potentially been 3. Anybody that's following T.J. Hawkinson, he might be a good sleeper for you to take in the late rounds of your draft, just so that way, for one, you don't have to play against him in case it gets hot, and then 2. If he stays healthy, that's a good consistent swap out for you. Matt Stafford's going to put up huge points to any decent tight end that he has. So that'll be a good, like I said, late round sleeper for you guys. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up this segment, folks. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure do what David said at the beginning, like, subscribe. David, any closing thoughts from you, buddy?
Nope, that's it, man. Thank y'all for being with us. Again,
Absolutely.
like, share, subscribe, drop in the comments. If y'all want to add anything, any tight ends, any sleeper tight ends that you think may be valuable, hey, drop that in there. Let's hear it. Let's talk about it. I want to know. We want to know.
You got it. We absolutely do. We will have all of our links for any way you want to reach us in the or right above the comment section below. Make sure that you reach out to us on Twitter. Tell us whether or not you like us. Tell us whether or not you dislike us. Let us know. Give us some feedback. Either way, we want to hear from you. So, all right, guys, enjoy. David, I'll catch you later. Folks,
Later.
enjoy the next section of the section of tight ends. Next up will be the defenses, and then we are going to be hit and miss about whether or not we're going to close out with kickers. So, all right, folks, we'll catch you later.
Later.